Creatures of habit that narcissists are. When they find a new source of supply, there are several differences in how the narc will go about living their life. And this video is going to go over some of these signs that the narcissist may have literally just scored a brand new source of supply. There are a few here right at the beginning of the video that I kind of just want to roll into one point. I feel like it would be silly to go on and on about these. So let's start with they immediately quit caring about you. So there's a couple of different points here. Not that they ever really did very much, especially if you are in the devaluing stage of the relationship. But the small amount of a damn that they did give is as soon as gone when somebody else comes into the picture. And along those same lines, they might go into ignoring you, ghosting you, just really not giving you any time or attention. They might block you, overall distance themselves from you completely. Thus, another point, communication drops as they're spending more time with this new person. And once a new source has been found, even if it maybe doesn't necessarily go anywhere, they don't discard you, the relationship never goes back to the way it was before. You have entered the devaluing, discard, that little cycle of the relationship. This is where, unfortunately, we lose all of our appeal. And sadly, there isn't much left to lose. A narc is already bored so quickly. They're looking around and finding and obtaining other sources. Again, because they get bored so fast. And all of these things here I feel are pretty closely related. So I just wanted to group it here into they overall stop giving a shit. They're switching off, they're turning away from you, and it can sometimes be very obvious that their attention is going in a different direction. The second point that I want to talk about here is how they look matters a lot. Now, for some narcs, they never stop caring about how they look, but most of the time when someone new enters the picture, even if this person always maintains themselves, you will still see a boost in them caring about their appearance. More than likely, by this time, they've also become bored of you, so they don't work as hard to maintain their appearance to try to keep you. So you'll see them wearing more makeup than usual, or being more vigilant about shaving, getting haircuts, and so on. A sudden little uptick in things like that can definitely be a sign that somebody new has entered the picture. Another important thing to look for is you frequently begin to be accused of all sorts of things, but primarily you're frequently accused of cheating. Nothing works to throw you off a scent of a cheater than when they turn and go, "Nuh-uh, that's what you're doing." So let's straighten out a couple of things here. If this person thought you were a cheater, they would have gone by now. Narcissists do not tolerate not being worshipped and somebody screwing around on them. Secondly, the only way this works is if the narcissist can get you to go into defense mode. If they can't, and you say, "Hey, listen, we're not talking about what I'm doing. If you want to talk about that later, we can, but right now, we're talking about you and your behavior," then the lame-ass blame game they're trying to do right here doesn't really stick. But the fact that they're trying to do this in general shows that maybe they're trying to take some of the heat off themselves, so new supply could potentially be brand new and in the picture. We, of course, have to talk about gaslighting. Gaslighting ramps up when new supply comes into play. It's like when you're watching The Magician at the magic show. Everybody has their eyes on the lovely assistant over there while the magician is working their sleight of hand off to the side to do the illusion. That's kind of how gaslighting works. The narcissist will alter reality and get you to look in other directions and focus on other things, usually your own stupidity, ignorance, everything else they're trying to convince you of it's your fault, it's your problem, while they go off and do whatever it is that they're doing. The narcissist will alter reality and get you to look in other directions and focus on other things so that they can do what they need to do. And tricks like this will fall into place to keep you on the wrong page of the book while the narcissist is digging around in other chapters. There's always going to be gaslighting. "Hey, look over here. Hey, look over there," while I carry on with this new source. It goes without saying that when there's a new flavor of the month, this person becomes bully of the year. The narcissist is honestly never more mean than when they get a new source, and you won't get out of the way. Being mean to somebody is a really great way to get them to recoil and back off. The narcissist needs you close, but not that close, but not gone, as they find new supply. Just because they find it doesn't mean they've got it on lockdown, so you have to go away, but not too far away. And this brings on the shittiest attitude you will ever see. They're mean, they're nasty, they push you away. There is no mistaking the fact they're unhappy that you are breathing in their general vicinity. See, narcissists get bored of you, and they do that fast, as I've already mentioned. And they're never more bored with you than when they want to go play with somebody else and you're blocking them from doing so. So they lash out at you. They start a fight over nothing. They'll throw up certain things into your face and the like in order to cause a rift between you. And once this happens, they're temporarily free to go and frolic elsewhere. During the times they can't call or text or see the new supply, you'll find they get extra huffy, and it's an excellent sign that new supply could be very, very fresh because the narcissist cannot seem to get away fast enough to go and see the shiny, exciting new thing. So now, of course, we have to talk about the cell phone. It's 2024. These people would already have it implanted in their brain. If they could, they'd have Wi-Fi hooked through their veins, I swear. But when there is new supply, naturally the cell phone becomes even more valuable than it was the day before. I've already told the story about how it would follow the narcissist into the bathroom, into the shower, and that they would even clutch the cell phone under their pillow in bed at night so that nobody could get to it without waking them up. I mean, absolutely pathetic behavior. This is just the way it is now. Dating apps, messaging apps. I just did a video about all the apps that narcs have on their phone. I'll actually throw it. There will be a link up at the top of the screen for you if you haven't seen it. But the cell phone becomes the lifeline, especially when there's new supply. That cell phone goes everywhere. And where it's never allowed to go is anywhere in your sight. You're going to notice these people have an even shorter temper than usual, and that's another point to think about. Everything starts a fight. I mentioned a few moments ago about how narcissists will start fights, and this is something that needs to happen, and I feel like it's very common. I feel like this happens a lot. Narcs will not only start a fight, but the fight has to be constructed and orchestrated a very certain way. The narc needs to start the fight, yet be the victim, and catch you off guard, and put you into defense mode. So it can start from, I asked you to ABCXYZ. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. Who knows how much gaslighting has happened here. But this is how they start. I asked you to do something. I don't know why this is so hard for you. Seriously, it's like you don't even listen to me. I'm not surprised, honestly. You never listen to me. I really couldn't feel less heard in this relationship. And you're sitting there like, what the fuck are they talking about? And then they go on and on about how you don't care. And naturally, you come to your own defense. You argue and they push and you push back and boom, they leave. They cut communication, as they do. Now they've made you feel like the bad guy. You neglect, you don't listen, this, that, and the third. And now they're free for a day or two to go and do as they please. All because they tell you some lame ass, you didn't fold the towels right, you didn't get bread from the grocery store. And again, you might have even done these things, but you're just gaslighted. And honestly, at certain points, you're too confused to know. And these are all signs that the new supply has been found by a narcissist. When this happens, it usually is only a matter of time before there is a discard on the horizon. This is something you would know, of course, more than me. Not all narcs are created equal. You know how this person behaves more so than me. But these are signs that someone new is more than likely hanging around the narc. So share what other signs that narcs give off when someone new is in their life. Share that down in the comments. What signs did you personally experience? Please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It's free and it helps me reach more survivors across YouTube and ultimately across the globe. And that's my ultimate goal. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great day, survivor, and take care of yourself.